Welcome to your Wellcast, a guide to unlocking a healthier, happier you. Your host, Anna Kate, is an experienced holistic health and wellness coach. She's the guide by your side as you give yourself permission to build the life you envision, empowering you through motivation, education, and whole health nourishment. If you're ready to indulge in your wellness journey, Anna's here to help. This is your Wellcast.
Welcome back to your Wellcast. Today, we are going to explore the topic of food and mood, how the food we eat can affect our emotions and overall well-being. Let's dig in. We're going to first take a moment to reflect on the powerful connection between what we eat and how we feel. Have you ever noticed how certain foods can lift your spirits or, reversely, bring you down? Today, we'll dive into some of the science behind this phenomenon and discover how we can harness the power of food to nurture not just our bodies, but also our minds. We are going to start with the basics and explain how certain foods influence your mood and emotions. The connection between food and mood is multifaceted. We are just going to break the surface here. Some foods can directly impact neurotransmitter levels in the brain, such as serotonin, which plays a crucial role in regulating your mood. For example, carbohydrates can trigger serotonin production, leading to feelings of relaxation and happiness. Additionally, omega-3 fatty acids found in fish and certain nuts, for example, can support brain health and reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. Food not only influences our brain chemistry, but also affects the gut microbiome. The gut-brain axis is a bidirectional communication system that actually allows the gut, that microbiome, and the brain to interact with one another. So when we eat foods that promote a healthy gut environment, it can actually positively impact our emotional well-being. The gut-brain axis is complex. Essentially, it is a complex network of nerves, hormones, chemical messengers that link our central nervous system to the enteric nervous system in our gastrointestinal tract. So a healthy gut with a diverse microbiome can actually enhance your brain function and your mood regulation. To maintain a healthy gut, it's essential to consume a diet rich in fiber, fermented foods like yogurt and kimchi, and prebiotic-rich foods, such as garlic and onions. These foods promote the growth of that beneficial gut bacteria that we're all looking for that proper digestion and the fluidity between the nervous system. It is key to remember that it's not just about eating to satisfy your hunger all the time. It's also about nourishing your mind and your emotions. So building on that, incorporating a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables into our diet actually provides those essential vitamins and antioxidants that help reduce inflammation and that oxidative stress. Those are the things that are linked to mood disorders. So what we're eating is reducing our chances, our risk, the preventative measures, right, linked to those mood disorders. Here's a question that comes up regularly. It is clear that a well-balanced diet is crucial for mental and emotional health. There's a plethora of information about that. We all know that by now. I also say that it's of the utmost importance to eat the high-quality whole foods whenever possible. Yes, again, we know that, but with so many trends, and there's always like that conflicting information out there, right? There's so much nutrition-based information, and there has been for so long, and it's always changing, it's ever evolving. So how can we actually make mindful choices about the foods that we're consuming? Truthfully, it's all about listening to your body and being attuned to how you feel after eating certain foods. It's keeping a food journal to, track how different foods can affect your mood and your energy levels. From one day to the next, it may vary. Obviously, one food to the next, it varies. what you're drinking with it. It varies. So it's important to just keep a patterned journal for a while, time of day, what you're eating, what you're drinking, etc., and you will come up with some takeaways. It's also super important. Please don't forget to stay hydrated. Dehydration impacts our mood negatively more than we think. In my opinion, not enough people are simply drinking water. Just straight, plain, filtered water daily. It's a necessity. I also recommend avoiding extreme diets that eliminate entire food groups, for instance, unless, it's become very apparent from a medical professional standpoint that that's necessary for you to do so. Instead, focus on that balanced, intuitive approach. Really hone in on that mindfulness and the intuitive eating aspect of it. Incorporating a wide range and variety of foods to ensure that you're getting all the nutrients your body and mind need. Again, the intuitive approach. Balanced diet intuitively, especially because we all change with age and stage. I'm really big into this right now. There are noticeably different stages in our lives and what our body can and can't tolerate. And being mindful and very aware of that will benefit you. Another component to food and mood, that link, can be emotional eating. And so many people, this is kind of habit-based as well, where many people turn to food as a source of comfort during stressful times. Habits are formed around eating and drinking and reducing the stressor, kind of coming in with quotes here, but like coming down from a long day's work equals I'm going to have a glass of wine. Or I worked so hard all week, I'll grab that delivery pizza. It's Friday. When these moments present themselves, ask yourself how you particularly distinguish between genuine hunger and emotional cravings. Emotional eating is a common coping mechanism, or it can be a celebratory engagement, like we've talked about too in that example. But it's essential to recognize when it becomes a habit. One way to distinguish between hunger and emotional craving is to practice the apple test. So ask yourself if you would be willing to eat a piece of fruit like an apple in that particular moment because you're hungry. And if the answer is no, you might, or more than likely, be experiencing emotional cravings rather than genuine hunger. Building emotional resilience and being very self-aware and in tune with your body are crucial in breaking the cycle of emotional eating. Engaging in activities like meditation or yoga, spending time in nature, things such as that can help reduce stress and actually improve your emotional well-being, simply because it allows you to practice mindfulness. And don't forget to practice mindful eating itself. So you've prepared food, now you slow down. You savor your food and you pay attention to how it makes you feel while you're eating it, how long it takes you to eat, how do you feel after you've eaten all of the food. Remember, small changes in your diet can make a big difference in your overall mood and well-being. I'm going to talk about the importance of eating foods that boost your mood, and then I'll discuss ways, strategies, and tips to implement that might make sense for you in your own life. So the food we consume, as we've discussed, not only fuels our body, but it also has a direct impact on our brain chemistry. Here are a few reasons why it might be of importance to you to better understand that why behind your actions and decisions about eating food that correlates with your mood. Neurotransmitter regulation. Certain foods contain nutrients that support the production and regulation of neurotransmitters. That's serotonin, dopamine, etc. These chemicals play a significant role in controlling your emotions, your actual mood, and your stress levels. It's part of that nervous system regulation. For example, those carbohydrates we talked about can increase the serotonin levels, making you feel calm and happy. Another reason, reduction of stress and anxiety. Chronic stress and anxiety can take a toll on your mental health. It's the burnout phases. It's not recharging your energy levels, your self, your body, the vessel that is yours. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, such as the fatty fish like the salmon, the flaxseed, walnuts, have all shown to reduce cortisol levels and alleviate some of those anxiety symptoms. Including these foods in your diet can contribute to a more balanced emotional state. Another reason why it's important, the gut-brain connection. The gut-brain axis is that complex communication system that connects both the microbiome and the brain. A healthy gut supported by a diverse and balanced diet can positively influence your mood and cognitive function. Probiotics, yes, there's pill form. Be careful of the quality that you take there, but probiotics can also be found in the fermented foods, the yogurt, kefir. All of those things foster that healthy gut environment and may help reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. Another reason why it's important to eat the foods that boost your mood, antioxidants and anti-inflammation. Fruits and vegetables are rich in antioxidants, which actually then combat that oxidative stress and that inflammation that creeps into our bodies. Chronic inflammation has been linked to an increased risk of mood disorders and cognitive decline. It's very apparent in the trends today with the certain foods that we're eating that those levels of chronic inflammation are continuously on a rise. A diet abundant in colorful plant-based foods, those whole foods, those quality foods, those foods that so many people aren't choosing to eat, they're choosing the processed instead. Those are the foods that are going to actually promote the brain health and the emotional well-being and begin to naturally decrease the inflammation that is chronically inflamed, right? It's always in our body. So eat the quality, rich rainbow of foods. Another reason, that emotional resilience. So nourishing our bodies with wholesome and nutritious foods provide the physical support needed to build emotional resilience. When we feel good physically, when we feel stronger, we are much more equipped to handle stress and challenges that come our way. Bouncing back from difficult situations can be handled more effectively when we are choosing to nourish our bodies appropriately. Breaking the cycle of emotional eating. Again, by incorporating mood-boosting foods into our diet, we can reduce the reliance of unhealthy coping mechanisms like emotional eating. We're not always swayed by these triggers, by these outbursts, the stress levels. Our bodies are better in tune with themselves, essentially, when we as people are consuming that nutrient-rich food to support and stabilize blood sugar levels within our bodies, preventing those mood swings that may lead to then emotional eating. It's all connected. Mindful eating. The act of mindful eating encourages you to slow yourself down, to savor your meals, to understand where your food came from, how you're going to prepare it, how somebody else, a chef or anybody, prepared that food, and then you are going to be present in the moment of eating it. Engaging your senses during a meal can actually enhance the pleasure of eating. You're not just whipping something up in this busy, crazy world. We're throwing it on the table. We're eating it in front of, phones and screens and television, all of those things. And we're not caring at all about it, which actually leads to the unhealthy digestion of your food. So conversely, enhance the pleasure of eating. Make it something that you cherish. That leads to increased satisfaction, which will improve your mood. And there are long-term mental health benefits here from choosing these kinds of foods. Consistently choosing mood-boosting foods as a part of your entire balanced diet can have that cumulative effect on mental health over time. I think in this fast-paced world, we get so hung up on it's the day, it's the week only, and we often forget when I'm 65, when I'm 85, right? Like all of these things are preventative health measures for a reason. They help us, the choices that we make today help us in the long run. They always do. And so a nutritious diet that can actually contribute to your improved cognitive function, sharper focus, and actually reduce the risk of mood disorders now is, of course, of the utmost importance long term. So truly saying you are what you eat holds true when it comes to our mood and emotional well-being. Adopting a diet that prioritizes these mood-boosting foods can actually have transformative impact on your mental health and can contribute to a happier, healthier life. Again, it's the small changes in your eating habits that can lead to the most significant improvements in your mood and your overall longevity and quality of life. All of this keeps you confident and consistently coming back for more. And so to wrap up, I have a few more strategies and tips to actually help you eat more of the good stuff, more of the foods that boost your mood and actually balance your blood sugar. So again, repetitive, I know. Prioritize whole foods. Focus on the whole, the unprocessed foods, such as the fruits, the vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and those quality healthy fats. Those types of foods provide the essential nutrients that are generally lower in refined sugars and unhealthy fats. And that's where we're going. Those two things, that processed, that refined sugar and unhealthy fat, can disrupt that blood sugar balance. So the whole foods, the outside part of the grocery store. Try not to go down those center aisles. When you incorporate fruits and vegetables, aim to include the most colorful fruits and veggies that you can in your meals. They are the ones that are rich in vitamins, minerals, the natural antioxidants to help with that chronic inflammation. And all of that supports the brain health and can lift your mood. And when you're choosing whole grains, opt for the grains like quinoa. I actually love my quinoa bowl in the morning, just with banana and honey and milk. It's great. Quinoa, brown rice, steel-cut oats, whole wheat if you can, but like even those, 3 up front are even better sometimes than the whole wheat. Choose those instead of refined grains. Whole grains can actually steady your energy and keep you stable in your mood, in your cognitive function, thus your physical body. And when we're choosing to incorporate lean proteins, it should be that chicken. Organic chicken thighs are great. I love turkey, the fatty fish, tofu, legumes. Proteins contain amino acids, and those are the building blocks of neurotransmitters that regulate your mood. That's an important one. To help balance the blood sugar, you can also choose the low glycemic foods. So opting for those foods in the low glycemic index, the GI, as they cause slower and more gradual rise in blood sugar levels. Examples of this could be sweet potatoes, quinoa, legumes, those things we've discussed in the bullet point before. And then most non-starchy vegetables are actually great choices as well for this. That asparagus, the zucchini, yellow squash, onion, pepper, cabbage, etc. When I coach people, it's a lot of times about the protein that we talk about, that high quality, and this one, incorporating healthy fats. Because the way the health industry, nutrition information has morphed, the trends have changed, people are still afraid of those healthy fats. And I really, really believe they are some of the healthiest things that you can put into your body, for your physical body and for your brain. So include some of these healthy fats: avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil, high quality. Fats slow down the absorption of sugars in the bloodstream, thus helping to stabilize those blood sugar levels, which will help regulate you, again, in the emotion, in that physical body and brain. So the importance of eating regular balanced meals. Everybody always says they aim 3 balanced meals a day. Again, journaling will help with this. Figure out what foods work for each meal in your life to keep you satiated. Skipping meals, please don't do. Please don't just use meal replacements either, if you can help it. Skipping meals can lead to those blood sugar fluctuations affecting your mood and your energy levels all day. And it takes a long time for you to come back to a regular level of homeostasis than you think it does. And so just the more boring, essentially, consistent, regular, balanced meals, the better for your body. I touched on this before. We avoid refined sugars and carbohydrates. Try your best to stick with the whole foods, the outside of the grocery store, the farmer's market, please, as much as you can. Try to minimize or eliminate foods with those added sugars and refined carbohydrates. The sugary drinks get so many people, especially young children. Candy, pastries, white bread, cereals. These can cause rapid spikes in your blood sugar, and then you crash, leading to very noticeable mood swings. Another tip I have for you, food combination tip, would be you can pair certain carbohydrates with protein. The protein actually slows the digestion of carbs, preventing those sharp rises in the blood sugar levels. So you could eat whole grain toast with nut butter or yogurt with your fresh fruit. By doing so, for some people, you become more satiated as well. It is also important, we've discussed this as well, consuming the fermented foods. That yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, that's an easy one, kefir, contain probiotics that really truly do promote a healthy gut. And that impacts your mood. It's quite noticeable after you start implementing those types of foods or 1 or 2 raw probiotics daily into your system. Omega-3 fatty acids, we've talked about, that could be the salmon, mackerel, sardines, chia seeds are good. Chia pudding in the morning, walnuts. Omega-3s are linked to reducing those symptoms of depression and anxiety. You can enjoy dark chocolate. Dark chocolate contains compounds that can boost endorphins and your serotonin levels, leading to feelings of pleasure and relaxation. And so when you opt for dark chocolate, just make sure it's a high cocoa level. 70 or above, 80 above is even better. And consume it in moderation. It's just that sweet/bitter treat at the end of the night. Limit caffeine and alcohol. So while caffeine can provide that temporary mood lift that we all love in the morning, excessive consumption of this can lead you to feeling jittery and anxious. And I think so many of us have overlooked this jittery feeling. We're like, yeah, it's just part of it. Or our bodies have gotten so immune to it. But when you cut way back, if you're 2-3 cups a day, cut back to 1. If you are, like myself, 1 cup a day, try 5 days a week and intermittently add, a green tea instead in the morning as that habit. Simply because high caffeine and that alcohol consumption can disrupt those blood sugar levels and noticeably impact your mood. So moderation for both of these things is key. You can choose the herbal teas instead or decaffeinated options. I really love getting the whole bean decaffeinated option because if I want it in the afternoon, fine. But also I can substitute it in the morning and still get that rich, embodied, yummy coffee flavor, right? And then just your daily reminder, limit alcohol beverages. That kind of goes back to my conversation earlier in this pod about the habits. And if you find yourself that you're not really, it's not the alcohol necessarily, right? I get sometimes if it's social or it's cocktail hour or happy hour, but oftentimes it's just the habit of eating or at the end of the day, or it was a tough day. I mean, I'll put those little Betty Buzz drinks, they're non-alcoholic, or even sparkling water with lemon. I'll put that in a wine glass just to have as something to drink and sip on that is different than the ordinary water, right? We're almost done, I promise. Staying hydrated. Drink plenty of water throughout the day to support your whole health. It is your mainstay. Dehydration can lead to fatigue and it affects your mood. That's why we get headaches so often. People just take it for granted. We need to drink more water, especially in the summer, but all seasons, every day. Herbal teas, infused water, those can help mix it up quite a bit. And the herbal teas like chamomile, peppermint, lavender, I love, lemon, ginger. A lot of those have the calming effects that promote relaxation and actually positively impact your mood. Remember to get vitamin D. A lot of this was spoken about with COVID. Go outside, take a supplement. So many of us lack vitamin D levels. So spend time outdoors in the sunlight, getting your natural vitamin D. Consider adding vitamin D-rich foods, fortified milk, fatty fishes, all of that to your diet. Those have been linked to improve your mood and your mental health significantly. Keeping a journal, we've discussed, but again, it's very important to help in your personal self-awareness. Consider keeping that food journal to track your food choices, your mood, and your energy levels, the patterns between certain foods and how they make you feel on any given day and at any given time within the day. Managing stress. Chronic stress can impact your blood sugar and your mood. So by incorporating stress-reducing techniques, that meditation, yoga, spending time in nature, all of those things, it will impact your overall mind, body, soul. Being mindful and present in the moment, grateful in the moment, quickly helps reduce stress levels. Remember that not everyone's nutritional needs are the same. We're all unique. And so it is truly essential to find what works for you. If you do have specific dietary concerns, very acute health conditions, consider a coach, a registered dietitian. All of these people can help with your actual super specific personalized guidance. And by making mindful and nutritious food choices, remember, you have the power. You can improve both your mood and your overall health. Until next time, be you, love them.
Thanks for listening to Your Wellcast, a guide to unlocking a healthier, happier you. Keep in touch on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at AnnaKate_Whole Health. To get in touch with Anna for personalized coaching and guidance, visit AnnaKateHealthCoach.com.